Hey y'all, it's David Simcox here with Lowcountry Lifestyles. And today we're talking about something that I'm seeing more and more of each week. Why so many people are leaving New York and coming to South Carolina. Now, I don't mean this to be an attack on New York. I'm just going to share what some of the families that are moving here have shared with me. So if that's something that interests you, stay tuned because we're getting after it right now. For a lot of people that live in New York or they grew up in New York, there's a certain rhythm to it. There's the grind, the long commutes, there's the pressure, the taxes, the noise. It's feeling like you're currently on a treadmill or on a hamster wheel going and going and going, and you live that way for decades. And it becomes normal until one day it doesn't feel normal anymore and it feels heavy. And every week I hop on Zoom calls with people just like you. And they say something like, we love New York, but we're tired. So most of my New York clients have told me there is a turning point that exists. Something happens. Maybe it happens in January after a snowstorm, or maybe it happens after they get their property tax bill or their income tax bill, or maybe it happens because their grandkids move south. Sometimes it's walking to their car at 6 a.m. in several feet of snow and thinking there's got to be more to life than this. Something shifts. Maybe they go down to Hilton Head Island for a vacation, or maybe they have a friend that moves to Bluffton and tells them all about it, or maybe they just start watching my YouTube videos. And suddenly the idea of starting fresh, it doesn't seem crazy anymore. It actually feels hopeful. Now, one of the biggest reasons that I hear people wanting to leave New York and come to South Carolina is taxes. That is a big one. And from what I'm told, New York has some pretty high taxes, and a lot of people feel like they're going to continue to go up. And so people are coming here. Yes, they want a better quality of life and they want all the other things, but they want to keep more of their money. And so we do have pretty good property taxes here. Our state income taxes are right around 6%. So, they're not terrible. And overall, it's just a lower cost of living. A lot of people can cash out of their house in New York, and a lot of them can actually take that equity and pay cash for a house here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. And a lot of times people say that when they move to South Carolina, they feel like their money's actually working for them instead of against them. I actually had a New York client move down and they sold their house and took the equity, and they were actually able to pay cash for their home here and have money left over for retirement. Now that, my friends, is life-changing. Now, other New York clients have told me that life has just become too much up there. The pace has become too much. They say that New York doesn't feel like it used to. Congestion, cost of living, stress, noise, and honestly, it just wears them down. And here, life slows down a lot. The Lowcountry is known as the slow country. And here, life slows down in the best possible way. You can just breathe. You can just feel it. Another reason that some of my New York clients have told me that they moved here is crime and safety. And this is something that people usually don't talk about on camera, but I'm going to, because a lot of times these conversations just happen behind closed doors. And a lot of people say that areas that they used to live in New York just don't feel safe anymore. And they want peace, they want quiet, they want walkability, they want community with people that they know, like, and trust. And that is something that you can find here. So a lot of my New York clients also have told me that when they were thinking about moving to South Carolina or the South Carolina Lowcountry, they really went through, I'll call them emotional battles with themselves. They were running these things through their head, and they're wondering, not just logistically how challenging it'll be to pack up and move and sell the house and get a moving truck and all that, but they're worried about things like Am I going to make new friends? Will I fit in the South? Am I going to miss my home? And am I going to miss my friends? And are people really as friendly as they say they are in the South? They always wonder, like, am I making a huge mistake by considering doing this? And I always tell them that, these feelings are normal. Everybody feels this. So it doesn't matter if you're moving from New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California. Change is scary, no doubt. But almost every single one of my clients says that after moving here, after a few months, they didn't realize how stressed they were before they moved here. And the truth is, the Lowcountry is not perfect. Nowhere is perfect, but there is a calming effect to this place. It is slower, it is safer, it is quieter. There's a lot of nature here. And yes, people are friendlier here. People get here and a lot of them, they just feel like it's that breath of fresh air that they've been waiting for and yearning for years and years and years. Again, just feedback from my clients. We just had our client appreciation event and I talked to a lot of them and I had them tell me their stories. And I think once they move here, something incredible happens, or a lot of things happen. A lot of them say they sleep better. They go out and they walk more. They sit on their porches and they talk to their neighbors. They sit in their rocking chairs on their front porches. They talk to their neighbors. They take up activities like pickleball and golf and tennis and hobbies and things like that. They meet neighbors who actually want to talk to them. I know that sounds crazy, but the biggest transformation that I see is they get their time back. They're spending their time on things that they want to do. They spend time with their spouse. They spend time with their kids. They spend time with their grandkids. They spend time with their new friends. They spend time on new hobbies. Really, they find more time for themselves. And there's usually a moment about, I would say 6 months in, where it hits them and they say, we didn't just move. We actually have started an entirely new life. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know every time I drop a new video. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel and a local real estate agent. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or even 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. Now let's jump right back into the video. So I've noticed when people move from New York to the South Carolina Lowcountry, I honestly feel like they become a new person. They evolve, I guess you could say. They become healthier, they become calmer, dare I say, they become nicer in some circumstances. They reconnect with who they are and who they wanted to be a long time ago. They're able to kind of rediscover some of their passions that they had earlier in life. And they go from the escape mode. They're trying to escape New York or escape wherever they're coming from. And they move on to growth mode. They start becoming this new version of themselves. And they fall in love with the Lowcountry. They fall in love with the culture. They fall in love with the values. They fall in love with the hospitality. They fall in love with the food. They fall in love with the kindness. They fall in love with the slower pace of life. So what's one of the most interesting things about my clients that have moved from New York to the South Carolina Lowcountry is not just how it affects them, but how it affects the people around them, their circle, their relationships. It's really a beautiful thing. Their family comes to visit them more. Friends from New York start to ask them questions like, well, what has changed in you? You're different. I don't know what it is. Their friends from New York want to come visit them. It becomes a destination. I mean, we've got Hilton Head Island, we've got Beaufort, we've got Savannah, we've got Bluffton. We've got this absolutely gorgeous region. So you actually become the tourist destination for all of your New York friends. Grandkids come down and they want to stay longer. They want to go out fishing on the waterways and they want to do the activities. They want to go to the beach on Hilton Head. A lot of times, this is an interesting one, people start to follow them down. I've had a lot of clients that move here and their parents or their cousins or their aunts or their uncles or their, coworkers from their previous careers start to move down here also, and they start developing their own little tribe here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. So people are really discovering their joy and they're spreading it to other people. So leaving New York, it's not about running away, first of all. And it's not about that there's anything wrong with New York. I go to New York quite a bit for trade shows. I go to New York City. I actually love it. Every time I go, I feel like my batteries get recharged. I feel like I love the excitement. I love the hustle and bustle. So this is, again, not a dig on New York. I actually really do love New York. And if you're thinking about making that move, I would love to help you find your spot here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. And I hope that for you, it feels like home. Thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. It has been a pleasure spending time with you. And again, if I can help you find your Lowcountry lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. I hope to meet you in person at some point, but if not, I will at least see you on the next video.